Time to go in the dugout, sponsored by the Michigan High School Baseball Coaches Association, and we're talking West Side baseball today as the head coach from Forest Hills Eastern, Ian Hearn, joins me. Coach, thanks for being here, and how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's my pleasure being here.
All right, so season now is underway. I guess you played your first games yesterday, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, how'd you guys do?
We played Grand Rapids Catholic Central, and we won both games.
Okay.
We did pretty well. We hit the ball really well.
All right, well, great. That's a good way to start the season. Good for the boys to get fired up, get a win right out of the gate. And we were talking with the Edwardsburg head coach last week, and I think you guys follow a similar philosophy. We don't see it as much down here in southeastern Michigan, but you guys basically go double headers the whole season.
We try to. Inside our league play, we do a Tuesday doubleheader, and then we'll follow up with a Thursday single game against the same team.
Okay.
So you do a home and away versus the same team.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say non-league play. We typically try to get doubleheaders in as well.
Well, again, and I always say it's you might as well play two, right? We're here, let's play two. Exactly. And the kids certainly, I'm sure, love it because no matter what happens in the first game, you want to get right back after it. You don't want to dwell on it, so you get an opportunity to get more at-bats and get more pitchers an opportunity to get some work in. So looking a little bit at your background, I know that you've coached, not only baseball, but both football and wrestling in your past, but I want to start with your love of baseball growing up. I know you played in college. How did you get into coaching? And I think I read right, you did some professional scouting as well?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
Associate scouting for the Baltimore Orioles. Yep. I want to say I got involved in high school during the summertime when I was attending high school. We had a thing in our community which was called community ed, and it was a lot of the high schoolers were actually coaching the teams of the younger student athletes, right, whether they're in elementary school or middle school, and that's my first experience with it. It was very rewarding. So I knew I wanted to get an education, and during that stretch, I also believe that I really enjoyed coaching.
Yeah, and you were both a wrestler and a baseball player at Central Michigan, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. What were some of you, or who were some of you would consider your mentors, those that really taught you, the art of coaching?
Well, my two greatest mentors obviously would be my father, number one. It wasn't necessarily the coaching part.
Okay.
That was more, just integrity and character and perseverance type thing. And then as far as like a coaching mentor would go, without question, Tom Borelli. He's phenomenal. He could pick any sport that he would like to do, and he would be extremely successful. And he's the head wrestling coach at Central Michigan University.
Right, exactly. Well, that's awesome. You were at Traverse City Central for, I believe, about 10 seasons, Rockford for 7. You won a state title there in 2011 in baseball. I believe I think this is, 7 years now at Forest Hills Eastern?
That is correct, yep. This is our 7th year.
So talk about what it's been like building the Hawk program.
It's been a lot of fun. We're a smaller school than Traverse City Central and also Rockford. And we're right in the middle of the pack for student size throughout the Division II for baseball.
Right.
But with that being said, there's a lot of good athletes here and a lot of kids that really enjoy baseball. And so they just put a lot of time into it. So we're doing better and better each year.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there a time that maybe you thought you might go back to college baseball, or maybe even, a level beyond that? Or were you convinced that high school is where you belonged?
Well, I enjoy high school. I enjoy high school baseball. I think deep down, whether like for our profession, I think at one point everybody's driven in their profession to see how far they can go. whether it's education, maybe it's superintendent or principal. Yet if you're coaching, maybe it's move to the college or even move to the professionals. But I will have to tell you, I've been very, very content, and I really enjoy education and also coaching high school. Coach Boss, who's fantastic, Jake Boss, provided me with an opportunity where I had the opportunity to be a volunteer assistant for a year at Michigan State University. And that was absolutely amazing. It is addicting because you're working with super elite athletes that have the same vision as you, and you're around that type of crowd all the time. However, I do like being a dad and being home and being involved with my own children and also the community and those types of things as well. So Coach Boss gave me a bucket list opportunity, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, you just can't ingratiate yourself more into community than coaching at the high school level. I mean, that's, that's what it's all about. And you're also a physical education teacher as well.
That's correct.
All right, so you get it on that side too, which of course is very rewarding as well. You've stayed in high school. You're a member of the 500 Wins Club, which is an exclusive club because you're 25 years now, or probably more.
Yeah, I believe around 25 years.
Okay,
yeah, that sounds about right.
I
took a year off with Michigan State, and then we had our COVID year as well.
Right, so a quarter of a century you've been coaching baseball. I'm not trying to age you, but you are going to be going into the Michigan High School Coaches Hall of Fame, which I think is a tremendous honor. And you start, I would imagine there are times that you reflect back on your career and you're like, man, how did I get here?
Yeah, I do reflect back on it, especially when you've been doing it for a while, like myself, and you have very vivid memories of even the first couple of years, and when I see some of the athletes that I coached, and I haven't seen them in a long time,
right?
The picture in my head is still they're 16, 17, 18 years old, and now, sure enough, there are some that are just getting into their 40s, which is super hard to believe. And I was very fortunate. I became a head coach. John Simon at Traverse City Central gave me the opportunity. I became a head coach pretty much right out of college. So the age gap when I first started wasn't a huge age gap, but it is, after 25 years of doing this, you definitely build a network and build relationships, and they're lifelong relationships.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
Absolutely. It's always an interesting dynamic when we see young coaches who are not that far removed from their seniors, and how that dynamic works. Sometimes it can be great because you have so much in common, but then other times it can be ultra challenging, and yet you have persevered, as you said earlier in our conversation. Let's get to the season. I understand that you guys spent some time in Florida as a team.
Yes.
How important is it for the guys to have that experience together?
Well, the way we look at it is, number one, it's camaraderie, and you're building relationships, and you're building those lifelong relationships, and you do want a family atmosphere with teams. Everything that I've read about and all my mentors that I felt like were real good leaders, it was family based. And so that's part of it. The more camaraderie you can have, the more support for each other. I mean, that part of it is huge. Yeah. And from our standpoint, we use the first week as the selection process of selecting a team. And then we just get practicing. And then so we have almost a week of practice, and bam, 11 days off for spring break.
Right.
And then as soon as you come back from spring break, you start league play. So our players really, really want to be competitive and be able to compete in games and also compete for conferences. So it is pretty vital to have them and still be practicing. And then it's absolutely amazing to be doing it down south when it's 85, 90 degrees, when we're getting 30s.
Exactly.
those are very, very memorable experiences. And this year was no different. We had a fantastic time playing baseball and practicing down south, and every one of the players' families go down as well. It's a family vacation.
Right.
We set up a location in the morning where we can get our practices in, and then after practices, a lot of the players will, whether they go to Top Golf together or go out fishing together and spend time with their families and go do different types of things. It's been perfect for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's outstanding, and I'm sure, again, those are the things that the kids really remember when they get older. You know, those experiences, those fun times, and hopefully long runs in the playoffs. That's always the goal, right? So, talk a little bit about the team that's donning the crimson and black for the Hawks this season. What are expectations right now?
Well, we expect to compete, and we expect to compete against anybody that we play. We do feel that we have a lot of good experience and young talent that came in as well. So we do have, I think across the board, we have solid pitching, and we also have very solid offense and defense, and our base running's been pretty good so far. So time will tell. But yeah. We're really excited about this team, and
feel free to shout out a couple of the leaders maybe you have that you're really leaning on this season.
We're leaning on. We have a shortstop. He's signed with Butler. He's going to go to Butler next year. Right. He's also in our pitching rotation, Evan Parks. We have a catcher who is signed with Bowling Green.
Nice.
Very, very good offense, and Leo Hearn. And our pitching that rounds off our top of our pitching would be Caleb Kuiper, who is a senior, and also Jacob Palo, who is a junior. And those guys have been throwing extremely well. We just feel that we have depth just about at every position, and then making substitutions. We feel good about the substitutions as well. But baseball is a very finicky sport. You're up one day and you can be down the very next.
No doubt, minute to minute. It's one of those things, and again, early in the season too, you just got to iron out those little things that will hopefully carry you on later. It's almost impossible to believe now that when we think about it, but losing all of the 2020 season, how hard was that for the boys and everyone?
That was, I mean, I'll venture to say for every athlete everywhere, it was extremely hard. From an education standpoint, the students are still recovering from that as well. It was over the top hard, but losing, from you just a lot of life things you kind of lost in that year. Yeah. But from a baseball standpoint, which is definitely way, way smaller than everything else. It was kind of hard, especially like when the kids and the team and everybody's excited and they've kind of been building for a while, and I don't want to say making sacrifices, because everybody does it for the love of the game and being a part of it, and they've just been doing it for a really long time, and it just got shut down. And it was kind of horrible for the seniors, and then just to let 2020 and the 2020 expectations and excitement just kind of slide by. That was kind of challenging. For a while, we were holding on by a thread. We were doing a lot of Zoom meetings and clinicians through the Zooms with the teams for like practices that way. And then it finally just kind of slipped away.
Yeah, I know. And that's what makes these moments and these times, we don't take it for granted anymore. You really do. And I'm sure the boys have a sense of just really, understanding that, man, this, it's great that we're doing this right now, and that's how we all move forward in life. State Champs is going to be live streaming the Michigan High School Baseball Coaches All-Star Game this year, as we did last year. And now we're going to have 2 All-Star games. So that was like big news that we heard in the offseason. Even more opportunities for seniors to take final swings of their high school baseball career and doing it at Comerica Park. A lot more players getting opportunity having 4 teams. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the more opportunities, let's take care of our people. Let's take care of the Michigan kids.
Yeah.
And the more opportunities that we can provide for them, and also put them in um, the picture where they're seen nationwide, not just kind of stuck it here in Michigan, but what a great thing and great opportunity that is for Michigan baseball. And like I said, let's take care of our people.
Yeah,
And
and
that's one way to do it.
yeah, we love doing it too. We really take it seriously, and getting an opportunity to broadcast, give these kids a platform that, yeah, like you said, literally can be seen across the world. Anybody can watch anywhere, and maybe for some kids, it also gives them an opportunity to be seen by some college coaches at a kind of single showcased event that who knows, they might get some opportunities moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, I think it's fantastic.
All right. Well, Coach, we're going to be wrapping these conversations every week with your thoughts on the Coaches Association. They're the sponsors of this particular segment, and we really get to enjoy the opportunity to get to talk to you guys and your thoughts on being involved with the MHSBCA and how important it is for high school coaches, especially young ones that can look to others to lean on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been wonderful being a part of the association, and I mentioned it before. You're surrounded by people that are just like you, and have a lot of the same goals, and just want to continue the great game of baseball and have the opportunities to continue to grow outstanding young men, and just be a part of it and help each other out. It's a fantastic organization. Thank you.
All right. Forest Hills Eastern's Ian Hearn, thank you so much for joining us in the dugout. Good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.